Bingo, we're back with the 1 o'clock rock, a special show today here on Think Tech Global. We like global. We want to know everything in the world. We are totally dedicated to that.
Yeah.
And we're going to call this show, What in the World is Norooz? And a hint, it's a Persian holiday. And our guest is Ghissou Rosala, who is a Persian cultural expert from Persia.
Consultant, yeah.
Consultant.
Yeah.
Okay, and well, first, tell us about your background. You are from Iran. You are from
I was
Persia.
born in Iran. I was raised in Iran, and when I was 17, I moved to Germany. But this is what we are going to talk about. The Persian New Year, Norooz, is actually the biggest event in Iran and in Persian culture and language. Yeah. So it's not, which is not only in Iran. It is also celebrated in Afghanistan, in Tajikistan, in Azerbaijan, yeah, in Kyrgyzstan, Turkey, by the same name. So some say Nowrouz, some say Norooz. But it's always the same tradition. It's based on the influence of the old Persian Empire in the region, yeah. And I'm very grateful that so many countries kept this tradition and moved on. I was at an event that some people from Tajikistan were celebrating with us, and they were telling that they were actually forced to not celebrate the Norooz
and why
event.
Would that be?
Because on the influence of the Soviet Union back then, yeah. So they actually wanted to get rid of this part of culture, binding, yeah.
So this is a cultural holiday.
It's absolutely,
this is not,
yes.
and it crosses borders, and it's sort of tracks on the old Persian Empire. We'll talk to you about
yes.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it is not a religious holiday, even though some say that Iran is a theocracy. This is not a theocratic or religious holiday at all.
This goes back.
It's not an Arab holiday. It's not a Shiite or a Muslim
has
or
nothing to do with the Islam religion. Though most countries are celebrating are Muslims, yeah. So because it's a region, yeah.
It's a region.
So it's region and tradition.
And nothing to do with centrifuges or building atomic bombs either.
No, absolutely.
So we're not talking about politics here today.
This is a
culture.
very happy cultural event.
Culture.
Yeah,
okay.
the biggest.
We're going to examine.
Yeah.
Okay, first, how big was the Persian Empire at the top of it?
Oh, well, it was very close to Greece, yeah, and went all the way to India, actually, yeah. From the border of the Soviet Union and back to the
so why is it not
Persian Gulf?
The Persian Gulf. That makes sense.
That
Persia,
makes sense.
Persian Gulf.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so the map was different then. But why? What happened so that Persia is now smaller?
Well, that is, I would say that's a part of history. If you look at every country, yeah, sometimes we get bigger and we get smaller. That is the part of history. Yeah.
A little war here, famine there.
That's correct. Yeah, but talking about the Norooz itself, that is a celebration that goes back about 3,000 years ago. Yeah. And it was, the legend says that it was called by the King Jamshid, yeah, who wanted to... Jamshid, yeah. Jamishid.
Okay, Jamshid.
Yeah, Jamshid, yeah. So, and then the idea was, because of the size of the Persian Empire and all the citizens with all the beliefs and traditions, yeah, to bring people together to have a holiday and to establish a calendar.
It's a calendar holiday. It happens at a certain time in the season.
Exactly, it does, and it's related to spring. But we were going to talk about that, and so this is the legend says that it was his idea to put this gathering together to connect the people, the citizens for the Persian Empire together, so that they celebrate and are joyful and happy at this specific day.
Okay, that's really interesting. Stop right there. That explains a lot of holidays, doesn't it?
It does.
You
sure,
know,
it
so
does.
The ruler of the place sets up a party.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Set up a party, bring the people together,
Yeah.
make it happy, join them under his auspices so he can, take credit for it, and they can be happy, and there's food and wine and what have you. Okay, and he looks like a good guy, right? That's why you do this.
One thing I have to say, Jamshid was a mythological king, so it's said,
Okay, well,
but it goes back in 3,000 years.
Built on real people,
and some, I would say so, sometimes, you find truth in that, that is true. So, and that was the main idea of Norooz, as we celebrate it, So, and he chooses spring, the beginning of spring, because the days are longer, people are happier, everything is, the nature
Persia has
is...
the same seasons. It's in the north temperate
the four
zone.
seasons,
The four seasons. So if you have spring in Europe, you have spring in Persia the same way.
Absolutely,
Okay.
Well, if you go to this more southern, to the Gulf area, it's really hot, So it's more of the summer than the...
but things begin to grow.
Exactly.
In the same season.
In the most area, So, and that is the idea of setting the new year for the spring, so that everything is renewed, the nature is coming back, we get green blossoms and everything.
And love is in the air.
And love is in the air, absolutely, So, and the interesting thing is that all the countries that are celebrating Norooz, they put effort together and applied to the United Nations. So they called an International Day of Nowroz, which is always on March 21st. They chose March.
That was this past Monday.
Exactly, and we celebrated this. This year was a leap year, so we celebrated.
So our show is completely timely.
Absolutely,
I feel it.
Just in time, We celebrated this year. Norooz was on Saturday, March 19th, because of the leap year, so they changed that. Usually it's from 20th to 21st, and that's why UN chose 21st of March, because it's the first full day in spring. So, and this is an effort that all the countries who celebrate Norooz put together to have this international day announced. And this is really very important for whoever celebrates Norooz.
One day.
Because we can relate.
One day.
It is, well, it's like all the holidays. The actual day is one day, but there are traditions where you start maybe 2-3 weeks ago before, and then things that you do after the celebration.
To prepare.
Yeah, exactly. So then let me talk about the history a little bit more, so that we know now that the spring, beginning of the spring, so it's always at a certain time, and it's calculated by the position of sun, how it's located with the two signs of Aries and Pisces. So that is a time that it's calculated, and everybody who celebrates Norooz at this time, it doesn't matter where you are, you can transfer the time wherever you are. The local time can be always count back.
So it's a sun calendar, not the lunar calendar.
It's absolutely a sun calendar. Yes,
okay.
That is a sun. Related to sun. So, and the Norooz itself, the language, Persian language, is set from two words: no, which means new in Persian, and Rooz, which is day.
Oh, perfect.
Absolutely. So Norooz is actually the new day. That's where the year begins, the first day of the new year. And it all relates, of course, with spring and everything renewing, and that is what the idea behind it. So, and this is...
now, in Persia, in Iran, this is universal.
That is, yes.
Every man, woman, child.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter if we have minority religions, they all celebrate. All celebrate Nowroz.
And it's been that way for many, many hundreds of years.
For 3,000 years. Or something, more or less, but that is
Did the theocracy ever try to stamp it out?
I don't think so, because that is really rooted in people. That is something that is...
You wouldn't do that. It'd be ill-advised.
Because everybody's celebrating. So when we are celebrating all together, that is something that we share.
Deeply ingrained.
Deeply. That is
Let's look
really...
at some photos. What are they showing us now?
These are, the tradition says that these are carvings at Persepolis, in the background, and you see the setting in front is the traditional setting for Norooz, which we are going to talk about later. So in the back, you see that the tradition was that all the nations around you who knew that it's a Persian New Year, they brought greetings and gifts to the king, yeah? And that is the craving on the Persepolis that you can see. And that was a very big celebration. So people were out there and shared all the happiness and joy together, yeah. And this is...
what is the food? It looks like...
the food is the table setting that, I don't know, we are going on break because the table setting takes a while so that I can explain everything.
Okay, we'll hold this picture.
If we are...
And we're going to talk about
I have more pictures for
the table right after this short break.
Yeah, okay.
We'll be right back. That's Ghissou Rosala. She's a Persian cultural consultant.
Yes.
Okay, here on Think Tech Global, we're talking about what in the world is Nowroz. Be right back.
Aloha! Hello, my name is Patrick Bratton. I'm host of Global Connections here at Think Tech Hawaii. We broadcast live every Thursday at 1 p.m. We bring Hawaii to the world and the world to Hawaii, talking about international events and various things of interest to the audience. Please join me. I look forward to talking with you and having you get to meet some of my guests. Aloha.
Hi, I'm Donna Blanchard. I'm the host of Center Stage here on Think Tech. This show is so very dear to my heart. We talk with artists of various different ilk here about the process that they go through for their art. So we talk about what they're doing, why they're doing it, how they do it. And it's a show that is inspiring. This is what I hear from people all the time. And a show that will teach you something, sometimes something about yourself. I hope you'll join us. The show is Center Stage. It's on Think Tech every Wednesday at 2 o'clock. We'll see you then.
We're back. We're live. I told you we'd come back. We have here Ghissou Rosala, who is a Persian cultural consultant and who knows about Norooz. And our question of the day is, what in the world is Norooz? Here on Think Tech Global. So you were talking about the food. I'm always interested in food.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of good food. Yeah.
What's the food is at the center of this, right?
It is. It's actually the table setting. It's not all about food, about symbols which are related to New Year and all the wishes that we bring for the family and everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah, to set it up and share it at the same time. Yeah. So the table setting, if we have a picture, I'm gonna, and it's actually the most important part of Norooz, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is another, what you can see here, this is another carving at Persepolis that people are celebrating Norooz, and the other one that we had was about how you greet and bring gifts from other nations to the king, yeah, back then. So the table setting that I have other pictures, the table setting itself, the name of it is Haft Sin. Haft is a number 7 in Persian, and Sin is the letter S. That means you have to put 7 things, at least 7, on the table that start with S.
They're all symbolic in some way.
They're all symbolic, yeah, and I'm gonna name them now.
Okay.
So sabze, that is the green sprout that you can see there. So can be wheat or barley or lentil that you soak and grow it. Yeah, this is to me when we are talking global. Yeah, this is like Easter grass. You have Easter grass with wheat. That is what we do. You can, of course, vary of if you want to use lentil or something else, yeah. But that is the same idea.
Do you eat that as a part of the meal?
No, that is actually a part that you put, that is a part of starting Norooz before the actual Norooz, because you have to soak it and they have grow, yeah, 10, 15 days before that,
okay.
yeah. And another part of a tradition for Norooz is actually the 13th day after Norooz, because the number 13, so many cultures, they relate it to negativity and
13
evil.
is a negative number, yeah.
So that is the day that you go out and have a great picnic outdoor with family and gathering. Nobody stays at home, and you took this sabze, yeah, the wheatgrass or whatever you grow then, yeah. You take that with yourself at the same day on the 13th of the after Norooz, 13th day, and you celebrate the day and you throw this wheatgrass in water so that it goes and take all the evil, all the bad from the last year from your house, your family. You leave it out there. You don't bring it back. Yeah?
Bad spirits go away.
Go away, exactly. Yeah.
You don't eat it, though.
No, you don't eat it.
You ultimately
No.
throw it away.
Ultimately, you throw it away. That's
Okay.
the tradition of, a part of the tradition of Norooz, yeah. So, and then we have what we can see here is sepand. Well, we cannot see that here exactly, but that is a wild rue. That is like, it's burned as incense. Yeah, you cannot see that here, but it is like in a church. When you go to the church, that's probably the one, the gray one on the right side. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, I can see a wick there. Yeah.
Yeah. So and this is also for spirit and for the senses. Yeah, so that you can really smell the good spirit. Yeah.
Okay. Incense. It's a bit,
Incense. Yeah, that is like you do in church, in temples. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then what definitely is always a part is seep. Seep is apple. Apple is, of course, related to health. We know an apple a day.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
That's a true fact.
that is the health part of it. Yeah, and of course, we choose the color red because it is beautiful and it's about love and it's about happiness and colorful. Yeah. And then the seke is another part. Seke is the newly minted coins. So that is coins.
Money.
Yeah. Exactly. Money is that's about wealth. Yeah. So you can have silver coins, gold coins. You can have regular change. Yeah. So it's up to you. So the setting is really very traditional for each family, and it can vary and it can look very different, but with the same ideas.
What's the Persian word you used?
Sekke.
Spell.
Sekkeh.
And that means money.
That means coin.
Coins.
Coin, yeah.
Is there a cultural practice of giving money to people in the family?
I come to that too, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that is another part of Norooz
Okay.
tradition, yeah.
I'm trying to do cross-cultural analysis
Absolutely,
here.
no, I appreciate that. That is wonderful. So another item on hafsin is seer. Seer is garlic, and garlic is related to health as well, and is one of the most ancient vegetables that we have, yeah?
It's very nearly universal around the world.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Another item is serke. Serke is vinegar. Vinegar is related to well-aging and patience because it takes time that you make vinegar, yeah. If you see the process of making vinegar, it's really very time-consuming, yeah. And you have to set it, and then you have to wait until you really can use it. That is how it's related to age and patience.
So what was the Persian word for vinegar?
Serke.
Serke.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have samanu. Samanu is a thick.
Samanu.
Samanu, yeah. Samanu is made of wheat sprouts. Yeah. So you grow the wheat sprouts, and then you cook it with oil and water, and you can put almonds in it, you can put walnuts in it. That's really very Norooz tradition, yeah. So you only cook this dish once a year.
At Norooz.
Yeah, at Norooz. That is specific for Norooz.
It's like Christmas mochi.
Yeah, yeah.
In Japanese tradition.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Once a year.
Once a year you cook it, and because it's usually in a big amount, you give to neighbors, so everybody is waiting somehow for somebody to get the samanu, the samanu from somebody, and it symbolizes affluence. Yeah, and it's very, it's also very nutritious. Yeah, for the ingredients that it.
But I'll bet you $5 it's not tasty.
Well, honestly, I don't like it.
Got it. Right. Ceremonial foods are not generally tasty.
Yeah. But some people really enjoy eating that. So it's up to your
state
taste.
of mind.
Yeah. So and then we have sombol. Sombol is hyacinth. That's of
Hyacinth
course
flowers?
hyacinth. Yeah, flowers. Okay. Yeah. This is the spring itself. The meaning. Yeah. So it's really the seasonal flower for spring, yeah. And it's beautiful for setting, as you see in the pictures. They are usually hyacinths of every half-scene table setting, yeah. And we have colored eggs, very similar to Eastern, yeah.
Coming up this Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. You see, all the times are really very close, yeah. And then the candelabras with candles, as we see, that brings the light, yeah, the meaning of light. Going back to eggs, that's fertility, yeah.
Sure,
the symbol
springtime.
of fertility, eggs. And then what else we have usually on a table is a big mirror, as we can see almost on
Well, the
all
food is on a mirror, huh?
no, that's a glass table, I think, what you can see here. The mirror is in the back,
Behind it,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. And the mirror is clarity. The mirror means clarity, and there are some families, they have the tradition that when the New Year began, just at the moment, yeah, when you have the greeting ceremony over, everybody looks in the mirror and commit to something new for the next year.
A New Year's resolution.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is something that you do for Christmas or for other holidays as well, yeah. So these are very similar traditions that we all share
The
wherever
mirror is
we.
interesting because you're making a deal with yourself.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
you're more committed to it if you're
yeah.
looking in the mirror.
Yeah, you got to
making
do
a
it
deal with
next year as
yourself,
well.
right.
So,
Okay.
you know, if you could hold your word or not, yeah. So, and yeah, this is, let me see. Oh, sumac, that is in the very front on the right side, the red ground color. That is sumac berry, yeah. And this is related to the color of sunrise, the red color, yeah. And what else we have? The senjet, yeah. Senjet is the on the farther right. Looks like a fruit, yeah, a brown fruit. That is like it has different names. It can be red dates. Some people say it's sort of related to olive tree, yeah. So, but it's a dry fruit, yeah, and it symbolizes love for the new year, yeah. Love in general, yeah. So that we all carry in our hearts in order to make a better world, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What's the teapot device at the very back?
Yeah,
what is that?
some because it starts with S, samovar. Yeah, that's actually. So the ideas are. Some say it's a Persian tea maker.
Mm-hmm.
Some say no, it's a Russian tea maker. Yeah, but it's actually samovar. The name is samovar. Yeah, and it starts with S. Some people put it on the table, some don't. Yeah, and yeah, this is a part of a tradition that you can put on the table. Yeah, and as we see, there is a bowl with fish, with a goldfish in there. Yeah. Usually it's a round bowl and it's one fish, and it's also the meaning of life, and that everything goes round in the bowl for you for the year, yeah. And this is it says that at the moment when the new year begins, when you look at this fish, it's going to jump in the water around, yeah. So it brings life back again, yeah.
It's going to relate to you.
Yeah,
Respond to your look.
exactly, yeah, yeah. So, and what's our time? How far we can go? So, because I have some other traditions.
Okay, well, let me ask you some questions.
Yeah,
about
sure.
this. Everything you've shown us is on a little table.
Yeah.
There are no chairs at the table.
No.
It's a ceremonial table. And you wouldn't sit at this table and dip into something.
No, you cannot, because the family is big. You cannot have enough chairs, yeah? So you actually have you have a presentation, yeah, and people gather around it, or you can have it on the floor as well, so people sit around it, yeah? But if it's on the table, usually it's not that you sit around the table, yeah? Everybody gathers,
But
because it's just a
statement
moment.
of the holiday.
Exactly.
You leave it there the whole day, and
You actually leave it, but I mean, of the perishables, you have to get rid of it, but you leave it. Some families, they really leave it until the 13th day before they go out. Yeah. So it depends. You always have to check on it. Yeah. So
you say presentation. What is the presentation? is there some kind of recital that you make? Some kind of prayer, some kind of liturgy where you explain what this is and its relevance? I mean, after all, part of every holiday is to teach the kids so that they will take it to the next generation.
Yes, yeah.
So is there an educational moment here where you would try to explain it to the kids?
Well, depending on the age of kids, of course you will try to explain, yeah, but once everybody is familiar with it, it's all about putting the table together, it's all about waiting for the moment to come, yeah, and then sharing the moment with each other, yeah. And going back to the tradition of gifts, yeah, that is something that usually you do at Norooz. People, the family members, they all get new clothes, yeah. So that's a very.
I mean, in order to celebrate Norooz?
Exactly,
Okay.
yeah. You buy new clothes and you actually wear them at the table.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do after this break, Ghissou, is we're gonna actually go to a home. You and
Okay,
me,
okay.
And we're gonna imagine what
Okay.
happens in that home on the special Norooz
Good.
day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
That's
we can do
Ghissou
that,
Rosala. She's a Persian cultural consultant, and we're talking here on Think Tech Global about what in the world is Norooz. We'll be right back.
Aloha, I'm Kawi Lucas, host of Hawaii is My Mainland, here on Think Tech Hawaii every Friday at 3 p.m. We address issues of importance for those of us who live here on the most isolated landmass on the planet. Please come join me Fridays at 3 p.m. Mahalo.
Aloha, I'm Carlos Juarez, host of Global Connections, and I want to invite you to come join us. We cover a range of global issues. We bring a lot of expert opinion, a lot of issues, whether they're contemporary events happening in the world or maybe looking at things from a more historical perspective. Global issues, very important for us to understand in this globally interconnected world. Join us here on Global Connections.
Aloha, namaskar, and hello. My name is Anu Hittel, and I host a show, Climate Change Beyond Outrage. In it, we go beyond outrage to look at solutions to climate problems facing people, nations, and the world. Join me every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Hawaii Standard Time. See you then.
We're back. We're live. We're here with Ghissou Rosala, a Persian cultural consultant, and we're talking about Norooz. Norooz, what in the world is Norooz? Okay, so you've set the table, literally
Yes,
set the table.
yeah.
We understand a little about this holiday. We understand that it goes throughout the old Persian Empire, and it had a non-religious significance as a holiday of the people, in many places that are covered by many countries now. So you and I together, we extend our show.
Good.
We're going to go to Tehran.
Oh, good, okay.
Okay, and
Yeah.
we're going to visit an
Yeah.
ordinary family that is on the 21st of March,
yeah.
2016, just Monday, and we're going to imagine what happens when we walk in the door. So,
Yeah.
take me for a tour around the household
Okay.
On
Yeah.
March 21st.
Yeah, so the table is set, yeah, but if you would come a little bit earlier, it would be a rush around, yeah, so that everything is on the table. You want to double check that all the items
have to
that
do
you
it
have.
right or it's embarrassing if you don't.
Exactly, everything has to be there. And then, right before that, all the family members, they gather around the table, yeah. You can hold hands, you can pray in yourself or wish whatever you want to for that specific moment, yeah. And then when you usually have a radio on or TV so that you know when the new year starts, yeah, because it starts
Or
with
a certain moment.
Absolutely, yeah. It starts with on a certain moment, and then you know that now it's the new year.
Wow,
Yeah.
so is it noon? Is it
It always differs,
10:43?
as I mentioned to you, that it needs to be calculated with
depends.
when the sun goes from the sign of Pisces to Aries.
Yeah.
So you have to calculate this moment.
Need one
yeah.
of those.
And you have to go online, you have to find out what is, and of course, if you live in the countries, you know that because you get the information.
It could be any time
via-
during the day.
Yeah, Yeah,
Okay.
it can be in the night. So I remember when I was a child, I woke up. Yeah, so the whole family, maybe it was 3 o'clock in the morning.
Really?
Yeah, so you go and gather. Yeah. Yeah. So you put your new clothes on. Yeah. And you gather around the table.
Yeah.
So you wait for the moment.
Yeah.
And when the moment has come, of course, for the respect of the family, you go to the elder member of the family first and start to congratulate around.
And what do you say?
Eid Shoma Mubarak. That's Happy Norooz. Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Yeah. Norooz Pirooz. Yeah.
Which is, what is
Which
that?
is a successful New Year.
Successful.
Yeah.
A good New Year to follow.
Absolutely.
Like
yeah.
in the Chinese, do you say, want you to have a prosperous New
Yeah,
Year? Want you to
yeah.
have a healthy New Year, that kind of thing?
Yeah. But traditionally, it's Eid Shoma Mubarak. Eid is celebration for. Eid is actually a feast. Yeah. A general. That's an Arabic word. Yeah. Eid is feast. Yeah.
How do you spell it?
EID.
EID.
EID,
Okay,
Eid, yeah.
feast. Okay.
That's yeah. And then then you start to congratulate, and then we come to the books on the table that we usually have, depending on the family tradition or religion. You can have the Torah, you can have the Bible,
The
you
Torah,
can have
that's
the
a Jewish
Quran.
book.
Absolutely. If you're Jewish and you're
Are there
celebrating
Jewish
Norooz,
people in Iran right now?
yes, they are.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean,
they
because
are, and they are very happy. Yeah.
that fellow, I forget his name now, Asim Habadabadab.
No, I really don't
I
know.
never wanted to pronounce it right anyway.
Yeah.
Asim Badajad, 2 presidents ago.
True. Rafsanjani.
No.
No. Ahmadinejad. You're talking
Medina
about Ahmadinejad.
Jadabad, yeah.
Ahmadinejad.
Jadabad.
Yeah.
That guy. He wanted to destroy Israel and make every Jew, walk into the Mediterranean.
Yeah, but it's
So
political.
you're saying that there are Jews who live in Persia right now.
Absolutely, and they consider themselves as Iranian. That is their celebration
there's
as
no,
well. And this is about people.
Discrimination on the
No,
street or
not at all.
harassment
You
or
would
anything like
wonder.
that?
I talk to Christians or Jewish minorities in Iran, and they are really happy where they are. You would wonder, but you would think they are discriminated, but they say no, they are not. They don't feel that they are Iranian, and they love Iran, and they stay there.
They
So-
don't have to hide it?
No, absolutely not. And it was never the case in Iran. Since I know my country, I was born there. It's always, I went with my mom to the Jewish farmers because they had the best vegetables. Yeah, no, that was always something that, on a level of citizens and people, we are all the same. Yeah, it's not.
that's very nice.
It's not a difference.
So if you go to Norooz,
yeah.
you might see Torah.
Yeah, of course,
in
yeah.
the ceremony
yeah,
there, because it's a holy book.
It's a holy book, yeah.
And Norooz might be celebrated by a Jewish family.
Absolutely,
in-
they
in,
do.
Persia.
They definitely do.
Interesting.
Yeah, because that's the Persian New Year, and they consider themselves as Iranian. So that is how we are connected, and we celebrate together. Yeah, but you can also find some poetry books from our great poets, like Hafiz, Sadi, Ferdowsi. You can find them as well. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, on my table. So, and then giving the gift is usually the eldest family member has a small. It's not a big money giving, but it's symbolizing just that you're giving. Yeah. So these are bills that you put in the books, and you open the book and the person can take the bill. Yeah, that is how you gift people for Norooz. Yeah.
That's so funny because in the holiday of Hanukkah,
Yeah.
they give Hanukkah gelt, G-E-L-T, Hebrew for coins, for money.
Oh, okay.
So it's a gift giving of money
See,
at the time,
yeah.
and other things.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like Christmas and so on.
Yeah. That is what I love about when the more you go and talk about traditions, the more you realize how connected we are and how similar we are. Yeah. So, and this is the most beautiful thing to share, I think. Yeah, because that's how we realize. We are all the same. Yeah? We don't have to fight each other.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We should be fighting with climate change.
Yeah, but that way we have to fight for that. Yeah, definitely. That is something. Yeah, in order to have all the beautiful of nature. Yeah.
Yeah.
To keep our nature that we see and realize the spring is coming. We see the 4 seasons. We see the beautiful nature in Hawaii. I hope that we realize that we have
knock
to,
wood,
protect our environment. Yeah.
Okay, so we're in the room there. We may see books, you said.
Yeah, exactly.
Or holy books,
And then,
whatever your preference.
Yeah.
What else happens?
Yeah.
And people give
Then,
money gifts and dollar bills, or what's the
exactly.
currency in Persia?
Rial.
Riyad.
Riyal.
R-I-A-D.
R-I-A-L.
Rial.
Yeah, Rial.
Real money.
Yeah, that's his real money. Yeah, yeah, and then of course there are some sweet bakeries on the table that you can eat, and you can also eat something from the table that is because it's considered after the New Year that is sacred. So that's something that you want to taste and do something good for you, for your health, because it's sacred, and you eat something from the table. And then usually, depending on the time, of course, if it's a meal time, so there are tradition meals that you eat for the Persian New Year, One of them, the very traditional one, is sabzi polo. It's herbed rice with fish. That's what, very traditional dish.
Tasty?
Very tasty, of
Spices.
course. Spices are mostly because of the herbs,
okay.
Yeah. And then there is another traditional dish. It's called reshte polo. That is a mix of rice and roasted vermicelli, with a lot of lamb and a lot of saffron. So you can imagine that is really delicious.
Yeah, rich.
Yeah. And the vermicelli itself is meant to be like that you think everything goes smooth, so there's no knots, so everything is
symbolic.
Symbolically, yeah.
Now, do you sit at the table eating, or do you sit on the floor eating,
Yeah,
or a low table, or a combination of all that?
Yeah, exactly. It depends. As I mentioned before, you will see different table settings in each family, because some have their traditional bowls, some have traditional tablecloths too, So that can change also. Some have only white tablecloth,
So a linen white, or is it lace or something?
Linen white,
Linen white.
and some has, maybe you can have like silk, or some have the traditional Iranian pattern,
Do you try to show your affluence when you set things up? In other words, an affluent family, would they want to show their very best, or does it not matter?
No, it doesn't matter. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It's really a family tradition. And even the bowls, sometimes you have the bowls, it's like from your grandparents, and you continue using them.
The heirloom items.
Exactly, These are things that, and as we see the pictures, they can be so different, and you see here we have books, the Quran and Hafiz. On the other side, here, the sweets are there, and then, we have the fish, the traditional ones like apple and wheatgrass. They are always there.
This would be different in another country, right? I mean, you'd have the holiday, the Norooz holiday in another country, but the table would be set maybe according to the culture of the traditions of that country instead.
Definitely, they might have another choice of color or pattern traditionally, or ceramics, whatever they have, It can differ, but it depends on the items themselves, what you put there. So, and of course, the definition and the meaning.
What about the social engagement? In other words, if I'm a family, well, you and I, we come together. We're not members of the family. I'm assuming that the family invited us to this celebration in their home. So they're inviting their friends, they're inviting people, they want to have them join in this celebration in their home. It isn't, am I right? It is not limited to the members of the immediate family.
It is.
It is, okay.
It is limited. At the moment of the gathering itself is usually only the family. What is the interesting thing about Norooz is that after this time, after the Norooz has started, within the 12 days after Norooz, it is going to be a bigger family and friends visiting. So the very traditional and cultural thing with Norooz is actually that whoever is the eldest family member stays at home and everybody else goes to the home and visit them. And once that is done, it's the elderly people and the respect of the family, they go to other and bring the visit back to them, yeah. So, and this is actually the tradition of these 12 days, what we go, it's a lot of visiting forth and back,
So
yeah.
if I'm the grandfather,
Yeah.
it starts in my
People
home.
come to your home, exactly, your
But then
sons,
later I'll go to my son's home.
and later, once the visit have been at your place, you will start to visit back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
It's
how.
all
that
in
is
the
tra-
family, though.
It's all in the family. Usually, yeah, usually it's family, but you know, it is a very traditional way. I'm sure that you invite friends whenever you
Sure,
are,
if
and
you
if
have a
they
friend.
are there, if you
If
have
I have a
around.
fiancé, for example,
exactly.
that should
Yeah,
be there.
yeah.
One last question is this. You know, in other holidays, similar holidays, there is a certain amount of imbibing alcoholic beverage.
No.
There's no alcoholic beverage.
Not at all.
Because
For-
it's largely Muslim and they don't like
Yeah,
alcoholic
but
beverage.
no, it's not that I don't like alcohol. It's just not related to the New Year at all.
So you can be happy without alcohol?
Absolutely, yeah. You would wonder. I can tell you. Do
Make
you
it
have
quick
time?
because we're
Yeah.
almost out of time.
I was living in Germany, yeah, and I was always every year we celebrated Norooz, and I invited my German friends, and they told me the most impressive part of it was that we can be happy without alcohol.
There it is. You heard it on Think Tech. Yes, we've proved something here today. The world knows best. You can be happy with alcohol. Ghissou Rosala, a Persian cultural consultant here on Think Tech Global, talking about what in the world is Norooz. Now I hope you know something about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me here. Thanks a lot, yeah.
Aloha.